Bear with me, you all know where I'm at. This is the boat launch. It's this is the parking lot. It's sunset time. Bear with me. Sandy Island, yonder. People go back and forth every day. The ferry. There's no ferry. It's just individual boats. Who's excited? I'm excited. I'm excited to see the sunset. You know, I woke up this morning, saw sunrise every day. Lord, it's good to me, so I can be good to you. Check out the reflection. I'll show you. Check it out, check it out. So tonight's topic of discussion, whilst we enjoy some stunning footage of God's glorious sunset, is why do some people burn hot while others burn cool? I had this interesting conversation well, it was really half a conversation with a friend earlier today, and that's kind of why I'm thinking about it tonight. Because, you know, where some of our experiences, our visceral experiences, there's something called early childhood or adverse childhood events. It's a real thing. Your ACE score, like Ace of Spades. It's a real thing. Oh, I just had a detour moment. I met an author who was who lived near my mother's house, and we sat on her front stoop and we talked for hours about the subject because she wrote a book about adverse childhood events. Why do some people? I'm coming back. Why do some people burn hot? And I'll explain what that means. While other people are kind of calm and burn cool. And it's a spectrum, you know. Not the cable people. It's a spectrum. It's a scale. It's relative. It's not absolute. See, even check out the tidal currents here. Coming off the Waccamaw River. See? Be quiet. This thing's been here forever. This is literally 3 minutes from where I've been living for 4.5 years. Don't worry, I'll get to the point, but sometimes you just got to soak it up. This is one of those times. I want you to notice the reflection of the clouds. Isn't that stunning? Like, does the lens do this thing justice? This is just crazy, man. I don't ever want to leave. We don't need no stinking bug spray. We don't need no thought control. Hey, teacher, leave us kids alone. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so here we go. Let's talk. I can only talk to you in terms of my lens, my life, in the hopes that I can embellish, enhance your life. That's my point. That's my only point. When I was 4.5, I came home from school. My daddy died in a car accident. He was 32. It was the saddest day of my life. Still is. I lost my dad. My mother was pregnant with my sister. I had an older brother. I have an older brother. He was 8. I was 4.5. I remember coming home from school that day. My mother told me that day, because he had died and slipped on the ice in the winter, January 5th, 1967. That left a scar that is still there. You want to know why I burn hot? Because I know deep in my fiber that life is transitory. 32 years old. He was such a smart dude. Nelson. I cried my eyes out. I didn't even know what it meant. They took me to see a psychiatrist for years. I didn't even know I was going. Because I lost my father when I was a young man, a young boy, 4.5 years old. Don't feel bad for me. Everyone has adverse childhood events. Everyone. Nobody comes out unscathed. But I'm trying to explain to some people this level of intensity that I've been living my life and the reason why. And that is first and foremost one of the reasons. Because my DNA was still being, my coding, my circuitry was still being wired. I know I'm slowing down. Look, I talk fast. So this is abnormal for me. You know why? Because I'm feeling every word. I'm surprised I'm not bawling my eyes out. I have this thing called, I'm happy to share. I love psychology and the human mind. I've been a student of psychology and the human condition since I was 4.5 years old, basically. Old enough to remember. Abandonment. Look it up. We adopted Sophie. Her parents literally abandoned her when she was 5 months old. She has it too. 100 times worse than me. My father died. He didn't have a choice. Her mother gave her up. That wound, we can never fill Sophie's bucket. She's 20 years old now. It's pretty frightening. Maybe Sophie will probably learn to burn bright as well, burn hot. So that was one event, father dying at age 4.5. Another event, second father, who basically raised me, David Sandler, he was my dad. He died at 64, like the Beatles song. Now look, I was 33, so the times were a-changing, and it's not called an adverse childhood event. Now it's just your dad dies early, and you're still, 33. That's when Jesus went to heaven. That's how old I was. I don't know. Did that leave a mark? Yeah, because here, it compounds. Listen up, people. His father died when his father's first name was Hyman. I just had to throw that in there. Hyman. His father died at age 49. So my father burned bright. He burned hot, just like me, because he viscerally grew up with a father that died at age 49. He knew life was temporary. And then my father died at age 64. So now it's like compound interest for me, for my eyes. And when I say my eyes, I mean my heart. It's visceral. This is visceral. You don't teach this. This is in you. This is inside your fiber. And then a dear friend of mine, my spiritual mentor, Norm Smith, died at age 47. We're the same age. I'm now age 50. Norm had baptized me in a river behind our house less than 9 months before he died. He was 46 years old when he baptized me. I was 46 years old when I was baptized. So you want to know why people burn hot and some people burn cool? It's because of these life experiences. I can't help it. Now, there's another piece to this equation. But before I layer in another layer of the onion, I think of the Beatles song, The Onion. The onion. I want to ask you a question so that this all can sink in and somehow you can turn this story into some usable knowledge that you can translate into action, into your life, or teach somebody else, or share the link. I mean, I'm not even a social media guy. Just share the dang link. What could be easier? But people like to listen to people they know, not from somebody that they don't know, no matter how good a speaker the person is. So the question is this: how about you? I'm sure you already thought about it. What is your childhood events that stood out, stand out, nuclear? Hey, just having fun, talking to myself and a few hundred friends. In my dreams. Maybe it takes a year I'll get 100 friends. Look, I don't even know social media. All I know is how to talk. Press the record button. Is this your second trip over?
No, I'm trying to live over here.
Yeah, I know that. So I meant.
This is my first trip today. I've been at work.
There you go. So that's meant. So this is your first trip today.
Yeah. I've been at work. I just came back for the weekend. I've been at work all week.
Hey, you want to go on the camera? You want to tell your story? Come walk to the edge here. You tired. You just want to go and relax. Go home and relax. I don't blame you. Sure is peaceful out here.
Yeah, it is. It's nice.
I come here a lot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because it's peaceful.
Yeah, it is relaxing.
I mean, dang, this is it. The ocean is something, but this is better. I like it. I love it. You really go. Listen, my friends tell. Oh, look, there's the moon. Squirrel. My friends tell me, and I don't. This is going to sound weird. We're filming. Don't you worry. They say, Bruce, you are filled with joy. You don't even try. It's just there. I can stand next to you and catch some. It's contagious. I bet they say that about you because you're so calm.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're pretty dang calm. You've been told that before, haven't you?
Yes,
See, I'm over here and you're over there, and you're not going to believe me, but this makes me almost want to cry, but I can feel you over here. Not that I'm anything special about me, but that's just how God has wired me. I feel people. I walk by and I feel good or I feel bad. And right now, you walk by, I felt calm. And we're far away. How far away are we? 25 feet. That's some strong shit. Pardon my French. Anyway. So there's the moon coming through. I'll wait till it gets higher up there. They're going home. So you got to remind me. I've been off track. Can you remind me what the heck we talking about? I'm lost. So what's your thing that happened to you when you was little? Now, second question. What happened to you going junior high, middle school, senior high? What visceral events? There's a guy, it happens to everybody, and it's hard to say, but a classmate of mine, and I wasn't really his friend. We had a class of 400. We were seniors. His first name is Kevin. He died. He died at 18 years old. We was crying for weeks. We were all still in high school. How's it go? Good. That's very relaxing. There you go. So add that to the list of why I burn hot. You're surrounded by death. You burn hot too because you realize life is precious. So there's another thing that I was referring to earlier. So it's not just that. People dying around you that makes you burn hot or makes you burn cold or makes you, programs your psyche for your whole life. Another thing is your gifts. You were born with gifts. And whatever they are, you're supposed to do something with them. I'm supposed to do something with the gifts that God gave me. Pour it out. Pour it out. Not for my ego, but I shine my light bright. Right? Write this down. BruceCoastal.com/7pillars. Write it down. BruceCoastal.com/7pillars. We're supposed to shine our light bright. We're supposed to be humble, and we're supposed to let our light shine and spill out onto other people so that they can shine too. It sounds simple, but take the ego out of the equation, because many people do things for their own shit, not for the other person's shit. And look, I try. I'm no saint. I'm a sinner. I try to do right for others. I do. It doesn't mean that it always happens. It doesn't mean I don't hurt people in the process. Not that I'm trying to be selfish. That's the first word that came to mind. By the way, this is a detour. I don't know how we got here, but this is a detour. Hang on. There we go. Now, I'll just keep talking. So we have gifts God gives us. So then we have another thing. We have experiences. You think you had those experiences on your own? How about God puts people in our path at the right time or the wrong time, but at a time to shape our lives? How does he do it? There's 3.8 billion people. I don't know. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So you've got your gifts, your talents, and then God's experience he's blessed you with. And your job is to pour it out. So do you burn hot or do you burn cold? And now we're back to the original question. Well, like those Olympic circles that overlap, the 5 Olympic rings, you got all these overlapping factors. And I'm really oversimplifying a much more sophisticated, complicated meaning of life. And it's between people dying around you when you're a little boy or a little girl, or any other bad stuff that happened to you. And I'm not even going to say it. And the gifts you've been born with and you're using up, that's good. And then your experiences that you've got. So you have a choice. I have a choice. Do I burn hot or do I burn cold? I choose to burn hot. Now, what does that mean? That means I freak people out. I'm too much. I once had a friend for a season. It was short. And she told me, and I was helping her like crazy in her new business. And she said, "You're too much, buddy. I can't deal. It's too much." So she pulled the ripcord. No problem. I don't care. I don't care. I just keep moving. Because I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. God wired me this way. And then all the stuff we just talked about, those Olympic circles. That's what I mean when I say God wired me this way. So I'm supposed to pour it out. And I'm supposed to be true to who I am. And I'm supposed to not deceive or to smother the intensity. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to tell people up front what the deal is, and then they can decide if they want to deal with it or if they want to bail out like that other person did. And that's all good. I'm come on. You know, everyone is my teacher. Everyone is your teacher. I grow from every experience. And skaters are starting to skeeter right now. Oh, but I can. So we done said all we're going to say. If you're listening now, you can just kick back. If you just joined us, go back and re-listen once it's posted. This is a big one. We did a lot tonight. I'll leave you with this. It's a question. Why do you run hot? Why do you run cold? Answer that question for yourself, and your life will change in an instant. You will live out your purpose on this earth. There ain't nothing like it. I'm a late bloomer. I always have been. I'm living out my purpose, even though it's not necessarily making money anymore. But God will bless me in that department as well. That's how it works. You give and you give and you give, and you'll be blessed. With people, with relationships, and if you're maybe with a little extra change in your pocket too. Sure is nice talking to y'all. If you like this thing, do me a favor. Again, forgive me, I don't know the whole deal with the sharing button, but share it. Or I think you do like or whatever, I don't know, comment. I mean, wouldn't that be the best if we could get a string of comments going? That'd be something. All right, y'all. Enjoy your evening. Guess where I'm going now? I'll tell you where I'm going. I'm out of the house. When I'm out of the house, I'm out of the house. There's a moon back there. I'm going to the ocean. I'm going to see that big old moon right now.